Hey everybody, somebody called me and they said, I got your money. Not really, but they're wanting to sell this house. So we're gonna do a walkthrough around it, inside of it and everything. I'm gonna show you what it is that I look for when doing that. And hopefully it will get you acclimated to, as an investor, what to look for, so to speak. So let's take a look. That's the house right there. That's a neighbor's yard. Another neighbor's yard. It's kind of quiet in this area across the street. First thing that I'm looking at is having to do with the roof, okay? You'll notice those are 3-tab shingles right there. It's not looking terribly bad, but that roof is on its last of the lifespan. It's not going to be much longer and it's going to need to be replaced. The vinyl siding looks good, but look at the top of the door right there. There should be a piece going across. There's not. You got this ramp right here, which means that you could actually rent it to somebody that's in a wheelchair. That's always good. That expands your customer base. Now we're over here. We're looking at this carport. You'll notice it ain't gonna be much longer. You're gonna be doing some work on this. These metal poles right here, they're gonna have to come down. You're gonna have to replace the fascia on the end. You got some rock right here going on. It's got pitch to it, so that's good for water flow to come off the end of it. But you'll notice that discoloration right there as well. That's not good. That beam right there is rotted. It's probably going to be to your advantage just to take this whole thing down, okay? That's what I would be looking at. Now, what I always ask myself is with these things that I'm finding and what the purchase price is and what the value is, does this make sense for me to go ahead and do this deal, okay? Because you have to ask yourself, you know, in 5 years, if I'm putting $10,000 in a roof on this house, am I just going to go ahead and lose all of my profit that I've made over those 5 or 10 years? You have to ask yourself these questions, because a lot of times you get into these places and, you know, if you're not cash flowing and making money, then, you know, you might as well sign up and be the Red Cross and do charity work. We're in it to make a buck, because who's got your money? Now, this is the back side of the house. You'll notice that corner right there on those shingles is up. And look at this roof. Those are dimensional shingles. So what somebody did was this side of the house was worse, so they went ahead and re-roofed the back side, but they didn't put on a new front side, all right? You sit there and you look, and it's best if you crouch down, see if you smell any type of sewer or anything like that from coming out from underneath the house. And that's going to tell you if you got any plumbing issues or anything like that, or possibly a backed up septic tank. Septic tanks are no fun when you have to work on them, and they are expensive. You know, generally speaking, you're looking at $35,000 to $5,000 to put in a new septic tank. So we'll just say if we paid $35,000 for this house, and then we have to dump, you know, put a new roof and septic tank, and you know, you put in 15 grand, so that's, now we're at 50,000. What can you buy for $50,000? That's where I'm looking at it, in the sense of, you know, because you don't ever want to do these renovations and be in it for no money. You got to have profit whenever you have to put work in it. That's a good thing right there. It looks like a new central heat and air unit, okay? Little pressure washing. You got an issue having to do with the roof right there. You know, so unfortunately, with these type of rentals, you're always looking in a situation where they're coming from an investor, and most people won't spend the money on them to fix them properly. They'll suck everything out of them, and then they'll dump them on somebody else. A person like me that comes along, they do an owner finance deal, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just something that you need to work on and know what you're dealing with. And as I always stress, you really need to know your numbers, okay? Whenever you have a lot of leaves and sticks on your roof, that's never any good, because all that does is hold water. So you're also looking at having to Now, according to the person that's got the place, he says vacuum it, clean it, and be done with it. And it's livable, okay? That's for sure. Not great, but livable. Little kitchen right here. Does have a washer dryer hookup. You could almost reconfigure this and put another bathroom right here, and you wouldn't really be losing anything by doing that. And then you got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Don't know how much it would really increase the value. I'm going to show you what I look for when it's got central heat and air. You really need to pay attention to this. It's hard to see, but this thing right here has had particle board that has built the plenum on what, or not so much as a plenum, but the return air cavity. So what that means is that unit behind this wall is starting to fall down because that wood is rotting, okay? They've had a leak in there is what the problem is. First time I ever seen a car battery in a bedroom, but it is what it is. Gorgeous, gorgeous ceilings. I love those old vents right there. You know, the nice thing is this place does have central heat and air. Come into the closet. Right there's a little hatch that goes into the bathroom. That's the manifold for the shower through that little door right there, the access. Somebody had to access the shower head right there. Gotta love that sheetrock repair. Then you got that piece of cardboard right up there. And a little attic access right up there. Now what I like to do is go ahead and walk along these edges, especially up in the corners. All right. And that kind of will give you a little bit of a feeling on how the house is and everything like that. Because with these houses being built off grade, it's hard to determine how good the construction was, and a lot of times they were not real liberal when they put down. We're going to go along right here. Keep on doing this. Go up in the corner. Corner still feels real solid and everything. Always check in here. Check your ceilings as well. Got that gorgeous tongue and groove up there. Now, keep in mind this place would look a whole lot better with a coat of paint. And always check behind your doors. Open up your panel. Take a look. Now, these bathrooms can make you or break you. Always go along here. Tub's not in real bad shape. Got a little bit of salt right there. You always feel around these commodes. Take this thing, shake it. It's fairly secure, so that tells me the floor is pretty solid. Got a little bit of sponge right there, but this is all in pretty decent shape. I know it doesn't look great, but it's in pretty decent shape. The whole place would be, you know, 100% difference with the paint being put on the walls. But in all, it's not a bad little house. All right. Now, I'm going to show you what the deal is with this place. They're going to finance at $40,000. 6.5%. At 20 years, payment is going to be $291 a month. Okay? Woo! We'll get $850 for it. Hang on, folks. All right? The problem with that is a couple things, all right? You got $125 for insurance a month. You're going to have $125 for taxes. That's $250 right here. So that now goes to $600. All right. 600 minus 291. We're at 309. Now, a roof you're going to get 15 years out of in this area if it's brand new. All right. And if you do the math on that size house, you're probably looking at about $7,000. Well, here's the problem is you're going to have to be putting more than $75 a month away in capital expenses for the roof. So you're probably going to be closer to about $200. And that's just going towards your roof, because I don't think that thing's got more than about 2 years. All right. And at 2 years, that's $4,800. That's not going to replace the whole roof. Okay. Remember, we're in this to make money. All right. The other thing that I look at is that this area is not known for skyrocket appreciation on properties. It will go up probably about 3% a year. Okay. The problem, though, is that you got that carport right there. If you choose to fix it, you know, that's probably going to run you about $2,500 right there, you know. So where we really need to be in on this house is it's really not financeable, in my opinion, because of what you're going to have to do to it within the next 5 years, okay? You know, I could walk into it with $1,000 and get financed on it and everything like that. But the problem is that it's not going to be putting any money in my pocket. All right. It's going to be self-supporting. The problem with self-supporting is that if anything else goes wrong, like the septic tank, then you're in a negative cash flow. So I say all of this for you to look at it from a mechanical investor, money-oriented standpoint is that this is just plain and simple a mathematical equation. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, there's a lot of things that look real sweet in the beginning. Okay. And this house was offered to me originally at $45,000. I turned it down at that price. All right, and it's just not making sense at 40. You know, it'd be a great house if you were able to pay $20,000 cash for it and get it. Because then you could put 15 into it. You're into it for 35. You know, and it'll rent for $850 a month. Okay, so at $850 a month, you're going to be getting, we'll say $800 a month. That would be $9,600 a year. You'd have all your money back in about 4 years. Okay. Right now, the rental market in Pensacola is hopping. The last place I put up, it was within 24 hours, I had 140 people responding to it. I just bought 2 houses the other day. One of them's got a tenant in it. One of them needs about $8,000 worth of work on it. Okay. I walked into that, assumed a mortgage on it, and at 6%. And my payment's going to be, I think, like $359 on it, but it's got 2 properties. And when both of them are at full capacity as far as paying market rent, that'll be $1,500 a month coming in. That's twice the income of this place right here. You always got to make sure you know where your numbers are at. And you need to look at this, you know, because a water heater is going to cost you $7 a month. You know, a roof, if it's brand new, is going to be $75 a month that you need to be putting away and everything. And the problem is that 9 times out of 10, when people get into rental properties, as soon as they get a little money, they spend it. You need to leave that money alone, because something is going to happen. I guarantee it. Or you're going to spend all your money, tax bill will come, and you're like, I'll catch it up next year. And then the tax certificate's sold. Next year comes along, you say the same thing. Then the 3rd year comes along, and then all of a sudden your property's being sold on the courthouse steps. I am sorry, but again, It takes being consistent and disciplined to be successful in business, and that means you don't touch the money when you're making it. You leave it alone until you get enough in there that you're able to take care of everything, and it's all at basically a zero balance. The roof's new, this and that and everything, and the thing's rocking and rolling, then you're good to go. You can spend some money, but until then, do not. It's Rental Robert with the No Pay, or actually we used to be the No Pay, No Stay Network, but with the Hustle Nation. So if you need me, send me an email. It's in the comments. If you want to, check out the Hustle Nation store. Got a bunch of great stickers, t-shirts, and everything, and a lot of having to do with the dump trailer. Hope you have a great day.